Hello and welcome to this course on petroleum formation evaluations. I am Dr. Neetish Kumar Maurya from IIT ISM Dhanbad.
And I am Professor Sayantan Ghosh from IIT ISM Dhanbad.
Friends, we know that oil and gas hydrocarbon reserves are found deep within the subsurface in porous and permeable reservoir rock formations. To determine whether there are hydrocarbon reservoirs that can be exploited, we need to find out the rock and fluid properties of the reservoir. Porosities, oil saturation and page zone thickness must be calculated to compute the hydrocarbon in place. Petrophysical analysis of well logs and core samples provide information about formation rocks and fluids in the hydrocarbon reservoir. Various types of well log measure different properties in the well bore. By examining these data, we can determine the quantity of hydrocarbons, the type of hydrocarbons in a reservoir, and evaluates its capacity to move through the rock and into the well bore. This helps us to understand and optimize the producibility of reservoir. The goal of this course is to give you a fundamental understanding on working of different formation evaluation tools. Although there are many formation evaluation methods, this course will mainly focus on different wireline logging methods. Different logging tool fundamental principles, the tool operations, data collections, and most importantly, how to interpret the collected well log data will be discussed. The course would focus on well logs such as gamma ray, resistivity, density, neutron, and sonic porosity logs and other logs. A brief introduction on direct formation evaluation methods such as mud logs, core, and cutting analysis will also be discussed. The course is introductory in nature. We would not dwell much on the tool constructions, instrumentation, and data acquisition system. Rather, the course would focus on the interpretation of well log data to calculate the desired formation properties. I will cover the basic concept of different well logging tools and interpretation methods. During the last week of the course, the Professor Sayantan will demonstrate well log interpretation procedure on a petrophysical software.
After you have gone through the theory in the first part of the class, I'm sure you will develop a desire for practical knowledge. I will come in at that point and help you with knowledge application using a commercial software on the interpretation of log data acquired from the field. Log interpretation, even though is a science, has a substantial dose of subjectivity because it involves human interpretation of complex data obtained from various well logging tools. The interpretation can vary depending on the experience, training, and expertise of the interpreter. However, efforts are made to minimize subjectivity and ensure consistency in the interpretation process. We will discuss basic well log interpretation and some moderately advanced interpretation methods of formation porosity, permeability, clay volume, water saturation, and net pay. We will also discuss how to minimize the uncertainty in interpretation through the usage of core data. We will mostly use real data with slight modification for ease in teaching and your understanding. This process will train you to be less fearful of the often complicated appearing layouts of modern log interpretation software. This course assumes that you have a high-level understanding of different reservoir concepts such as porosity, permeability, saturation, relative permeability, and electrical properties of reservoir rocks. Also, some basic knowledge of petroleum geology is desirable.
We hope that at the end of the course you will have gained enough background on fundamental aspects of wireline logging operations, and you should be able to do a first-hand interpretation of well logs to find out reservoir hydrocarbon zones and calculate hydrocarbon saturations. Hope you enjoy this course and we look forward to seeing you in this course.